Hello, welcome. Today we are doing a quick little brunch look using some of the products that I picked out from my everyday makeup drawer. If you haven't checked out that video, be sure to click the link above or in the description box, and also be sure to subscribe because I have a lot of other videos coming up that I'm just gonna put on the back burner, but I'm editing them and they will be coming out, I promise. So let's go ahead and get started. We gotta go to brunch. I am trying so hard to finish up my MAC mattifying primer because I am so close to the end. Nearly there. Laura Mercier Flawless Weightless Perfecting Foundation in 5 and 2. 2 pumps on my 70 Sephora brush, and I realized that I really don't use this foundation on camera, but because it's such a good color match for me, I use this a lot in my real life. So when I have things like brunch or date night, things like that, I use it. And I want to make sure, and I didn't use color corrector today. One, it's not that serious, I'm just going out to brunch with my girlfriend. But I also want you to see like the coverage as well. It's not as light and watery and serum-y as, let's say, the Pat McGrath palette, but it gives you such a pretty natural glow, very like the Givenchy glow serum that I recently tried out. Like that. Look at that. And you'll see I normally don't have breakouts, but it's day one, if you know what I mean. So, and I'm just going to put a little bit more around my mouth again because I didn't color correct. Such a beautiful foundation. Definitely top 5 foundations of all time, like of ever. 1000%. Natasha Denona concealer. I'm in the shade NP14. Another Sephora brush. This is the 57 concealer brush. I did want to update you guys on like my fitness journey and 75 medium and what have you. I have been getting up early. I had a few setbacks. Like I had a really bad stomach virus 2 weeks ago, I want to say. It was bad. It was really bad. And I seem to have been like the only one affected by it on top of that. But aside from that, I've been staying within my macros, getting up early. I've tried going to the gym like in the afternoon, and I don't really like it because having to go to the gym on my lunch break means having to rush in the morning. So I'm not the biggest fan of that. At least lunch is an option because it's very quiet, very, very quiet around like 1 o'clock or so, 12:30, 1 o'clock when I went. But again, it means I literally have an hour, then I have to drive home, and then what about a shower? So, you know, my job isn't that strict. Like if I really wanted to, I could take like an hour and a half lunch, but still, I've been so obsessed with this because I haven't really been using a lot of loose powder, but I love the Givenchy pressed powder in the shade number 5, and taking a, it's not Real Techniques. Who is this by? Oh, the Crayon Case. It's their version of like the Real Techniques setting brush. But anyway, in terms of 75 fitness, I have stopped and started over so many times. It's a little embarrassing. It's been one thing after another. It's been so hard for me to get my steps in. If you've been doing it, let me know how you're going. How are you getting your steps in? Because I'm just like, not only am I going to the gym, but I need to get my steps. And do I do 10,000 steps every single day on top of the gym? So there's that. But I am 9.5 pounds down. So there's that. And Wednesday made, sorry, past tense. So a couple days ago made my 8-week gym anniversary. So I'm losing about 1 pound a week, which is what they say is like normal, I guess, 1 to 2 pounds. And what else? Yeah, I still eat pasta, still eat rice. I don't drink soda or juice. I never did even before. I'm trying to think what else. But yeah, basically staying within my macros and still missing the gym when I was sick and what have you. So just those small changes have really made a difference. So I figure I keep trying to remind myself, slow and steady wins the race, you know? I'm going to use my MAC Mineralized Skin Finish in dark, but I just feel like I used it a few times over the last couple of weeks and I'm not the biggest fan of the color. It just seems a little too yellow. Here's dark, here's dark deepest. Yeah, dark deepest. And then there's like deep dark. There's like one in the middle between these two and I'm thinking about picking it up, but dark just seems a little too yellow for me, and dark deepest is a shade that I've always used in the summer. So we'll see. Let me know what you think. I know it's hard to tell with like artificial lighting and what have you, but we'll go for it. Oh, this Makeup by Ariel brush, the A3.2, like really dug into it. I've never seen my MAC powder do that. Jeez. On this side. I'm hoping that the shades aren't too different that I go to brunch looking crazy. And this one's actually newer to my collection. This is Chanel in the shade B110, so it's a neutral shade. Their powder, the Healthy Glow Sheer Powder. This is really nice, and this just seems a bit more like my skin tone, again, because it is so neutral. 59 brush by Sephora. Easy peasy, rice and cheesy. Let's go ahead and put on some complexion products. Victoria Beckham bronzer in the shade 4. Yes, 4 with a BK Beauty 104 brush. And you guys, please remind me to fix my edges before I leave this house. I'm an idiot. I want to use my new Healthy Glow Sun Kissed Powder palette by Chanel, and it already has a bronzer, but you guys saw me swatch this. If not, I will link that video above as well, but I mean, I know it's gonna work, so it's fine. All right, so this is my first time actually using this palette, so we're gonna go in with the blush shade that is so subtle for spring. You guys know, well, I don't know if you know, but my Armani video where I used that pink blush, and I'm like, okay, let me find out I can use pink all my life. I've stuck to like berries, even like peach colors. That's so freaking pretty. Okay, enough. Okay. I keep putting on more and more, not because I need more, but it just, like, there's a nice glow to, well, I mean, I guess, right? It says Healthy Glow Sun Kissed Powder, but that's kind of crazy that you're getting such a nice glow with a powder. So I definitely appreciate that. I'm going to use my Refer 18 since it's, you know, nice dome. Hopefully you guys are seeing that. Dome shaped brush, and it fits, here we are. It fits perfectly. Let's see, I have high hopes for this. All right, Chanel. But that's really, really pretty. I'm looking forward to using this more in the summer, especially it's just a great like travel palette. I have everything in one palette. You know what, let's be extra since I have it in front of me. This is the multi-shadow highlighter palette, and I'm going to use the shade, I love this one so much, medium. It's like really pretty peach shade. There we go. That's nice. I'm really obsessed because it just has very similar vibes to like the Hourglass. I will say Hourglass is a very specific, to me at least from what I have in my collection, Hourglass is a very specific, very unique formula where your skin just looks so healthy and everything just looks so airbrushed, and that's what I get from Chanel products. So I'm looking forward to using the eye products next. Let's get into eyes, priming with my NARS eyeshadow primer. Oops, I didn't pick up anything. There we go. I have been loving the Natasha Denona mini sculpt, and I used the shade medium, this middle shade right here, for my crease. Alexandria left me one of the sweetest comments recently, and she also asked me, like, how do I balance it all? You know, we live like very similar lives in that, like, she's a wife, she's a mom, she's also on her health journey as well, and just trying to get everything done, you know, can feel impossible sometimes. Going to use Latte Frappe as an all over eyeshadow. Oh, that's pretty, and it like matches with my shirt. I'm just using an old like shader brush. I don't even know what company this is from. Anyway, she asked me about it, and at the time I was like, oh yeah, you know, I want to start doing more of these like talk videos with you guys, and I thought that was perfect. And when I really sat down and thought about it, I was like, oh, that's gonna require a level of vulnerability. I do my best to balance everything, but I'll tell you from now, I just feel like I could never come on here and tell you like, this is my routine and this is everything I do, because honestly, I have good days and I have bad days. And you know, when my son, the 3-year-old, the toddler, was starting to eat and what have you, and it had been so long since we had a little baby, we were the crazy parents at the pediatrician's office. And I remember the pediatrician saying to us, like, take his eating by the week. Like, did he have a good week or did he have a bad week? You can't, you'll drive yourself crazy if you're like, he didn't eat breakfast but he ate lunch and he only ate like half of his dinner, and you're freaking out about the day. You really have to go week by week. And I've taken that into this whole health and fitness journey. Did I have a good week? Did I have a bad week? If I had to skip the gym for whatever reason, did I at least make it up in a different way? If I chose to eat, you know, something maybe not so great, did I make sure that, you know, the days before and after were at least good days? You know, I did my eyebrows, nothing terribly special there. I just try to make them look like long lost cousins at minimum. But I want to put on top of Latte Frappe Piché Glacier. So this is it here. Beautiful peach color, and it's crazy because I did not mean to put on such a monochromatic look, but that is okay. Using a Dalem 777 brush. Let's just try it dry. And if it doesn't pick up, then I will use like a spray with it. Oh, that's pretty. That's a nice pop on the eye. Very, very pretty. I don't do a good job at balancing everything out. What I do right now, and something that my therapist has helped me so much with, because I didn't know how to do this before for many, many reasons, but I make space for myself. So when I say I don't know how to balance it all, it's because, you know, obviously I don't always wake up at 5. I don't always get to the gym. I do my best with, you know, what I'm working with. However, when I do need to do one of my videos up here, you know, one of my workout videos up here, when I do need to film, I make space for myself. I used to feel so bad. That was a big reason why my videos were so inconsistent in the past. It is a little bit now. I know it's been like 2 weeks since you guys have seen me, but that's also because I'm like in the gym and like life. I've been going out more. But anyway, I just would feel bad about leaving my husband with the baby, leaving him with the baby, which is so stupid. The reason why I'm with him and why I married him is because he's a great father. So he can stay downstairs with his dad while I talk to you guys about makeup. And it might seem silly or what have you, but it's really hard just as a mom, as a woman, to say, hey, I'm leaving at 5. I'm not getting back till 6:30. Like, you deal with it, or I'm gonna be upstairs. That was so huge, and having to like get to the root of why I felt that I couldn't or didn't deserve to take up space has been a big one for my therapist and I. Can't help myself. I think I want to smoke it out just a little bit with Deep, which is the second to last shade. Just a tiny bit. I am going to try to use some restraint because it is daytime. It's like 1 in the afternoon. But yeah, I just make space for myself. If I even just, oh my gosh, I would take like very quick showers because I would feel bad luxuriating and doing a mask and my everything. You know, as a woman, it takes a while. You know, forget like washing my hair, which is like an everything shower, if you get my drift. Even that would make me feel bad. And my therapist had to like slap me around a little bit and be like, you deserve. Even if you're not on, you know, a health journey or what have you, right? If you just need an hour to scroll YouTube or Instagram, or you need an hour to read your book, to go to Pilates, to take a walk, like, do that for yourself. Please do that for yourself. And Mother's Day is next week. If you are someone's mother, someone's caregiver, hell, even like someone's aunt, and you're helping, if you are taking care of people, make sure you're taking care of yourself. I say that at the end of every video, and it's a little hypocritical because I don't do a very good job at taking care of myself, but that's where I find the balance, making space and taking care of myself. I sound really redundant, but it's just the theme of my life for 2025. Urban Decay 24/7 inks eyeliner in 0. The best way to figure out balancing it all is to ask for what you need, demand what you need. Honestly, I have to fight for space in this family, and that used to make me feel bad even saying that, like, oh my gosh, there's no space for me. No, there isn't, because teenagers require a lot, toddlers require a lot, you know. A marriage requires a lot. Find your space. I go to the mall by myself a lot more now too, just to take a walk. I did that at Sephora. Maybe I'll put the pictures here. I went to Sephora in Short Hills. That's the one I usually go to out here in Jersey. And I took myself out to lunch, to Italy, to the point where my husband texted me like, are you okay? Because he knew I was shopping, but I was gone for like 3 hours. Because like shopping, no, maybe not 3 hours, but shopping was an hour. I went to Nordstrom's and picked up stuff. And then, of course, going to Italy. The food is so good there. You know? And I had one drink because I had to drive myself home, so I couldn't, like, have 5 margaritas or, you know, drinks and what have you. So, but I had one in the middle of the afternoon. I took the day off from work. And that was my afternoon for myself, my 3 hours, and I felt so good. It just felt so nice to be by myself. I had my iPad with me, you know, planning out my calendar, and just some me time. What do we think? Oh my gosh, I've been talking to you guys for so long. I need to go. Kulfi mascara. I actually really like this mascara. I really do. I like it better than the Makeup by Mario because it doesn't burn my eyes. I don't have sensitive eyes at all. I really don't. But that Makeup by Mario, when I go to take it off, it burns. I thought that the Edam cleansing balm that I just bought, I thought it was that. burning my eyes, and I was so disappointed. I was getting ready to come on here and tell y'all, like, that thing, don't put it near your eyes. Maybe just use it for face makeup. I used my Elemis balm, which I've always used. That's a favorite of mine, with that Makeup by Mario mascara, and it burned. It burned. And that never happens to me with Elemis. Okay, considering we're giving peach vibes, I have Warm Teddy right here, Cool Teddy. I think Cool Teddy might be the way to go. And then of course my YSL Candy Glaze in 15. You know what? No, I use that too much. Let's use Cool Teddy. But yeah, you're gonna get more of these like very talky kind of videos from me. You know what's so crazy? This shirt, I tried putting it on last summer to film and it didn't fit me. Like, fits me now. Like, it was to the point where the buttons, you know, would stretch and you can kind of like start to see your bra and your belly. That's what happened. So I'm trying to not get disappointed that I've only lost like not even 10 pounds in 8 weeks, but I'm also like, your body's literally changing. I had a pair of booties that I put on the other day that I wore that were too tight around the ankle. They're fine now. So it's just little changes like that. Every week when I weigh in, I try to remind myself that the scale isn't an accurate, or not an accurate, but like a complete picture of my progress. You know, 1000%. You know, it's not. So, oh, I put on Makeup Forever Artist Color Pencil Extreme in Limitless Brown. This is like their waterproof lip liner, and Cool Teddy. I don't think I liked Cool Teddy at first in my video, and I love it now. All right, what do we think of this finished look? Let me know what side powder do you prefer, the MAC Mineralized Skin Finish or the Chanel? Well, it's not an either or, but let me know how this side looks. I don't have contacts in or my glasses on, so I have no idea how I look right now. Maybe they both look the same. Let me know what you think of all the Chanel products too. I am pleasantly surprised. Are there other products that I should check out? Also, if you haven't, take a look at the video before this where I pick out all of the products for the month of May. Let me know if there's anything in that video that I didn't pick out from my collection that you would like for me to use this month. I also have coming up a huge MAC video. It's been like 2 years in the making. A whole review of MAC Cosmetics as a whole. So that should be really fun. I'm on my way to Meximoto. It's out here in Metuchen. Have some chips and guac and some margaritas and girl time. Anyway, I hope that you are taking care of yourself, and I will see you in the comments and in the next video. Bye.